Hello again everyone, Age of June here, and we are back casting another League of Legends game. In this particular game, I actually watched Dyrus' stream until I saw him queue up. This is actually him here. This is his Smurf, obviously. And as soon as I saw him get in the game, I went ahead and got in so I could watch it. This particular game has a few other names that we know. It's got Wildturtle here. It's going to be TSM member on TSM member, which is kind of cool. Wildturtle versus Dyrus. And actually, it really is Wildturtle versus Dyrus as well, because we've got Lee Sin support, Lee Sin jungle for the red team. Talon's going to be mid, Rengar's going to be top, and then Ezreal and Dyrus as Malphite are going to be bottom. When Dyrus originally selected his champion, he thought that Lee Sin was support, so he went Malphite because he thought he was going against Jayce. Only once he was in the loading screen did he notice, oh no, he's going to be supporting. So he was kind of sad, but he sounded pretty hopeful. I actually haven't seen anything happen in the game yet, and we'll have to see what happens. It'll all be new to me. So on the blue team, we've got Wildturtle as the AD carry, of course, and it's Wildturtle. Who wouldn't have Wildturtle as the AD carry? didaliBop playing Lulu as the support for the blue team. Wildturtle, of course, is playing Graves. The mid lane for the blue team is going to be Shiphtur. I know he's also one of the high elo people, so I think he's in one of the teams, but I'm not sure exactly which one. He might have been in Marn, I'm not sure. I recognize the name, but I don't really recognize from where exactly. So it looks like the red team actually went ahead and did an invade here. Just checking that out. Dyrus put a ward over here so that they would know if the blue team decided to come on over. And it looks like they're just hanging out here waiting for the red buff to spawn. Talon's on his way up. There's a ping from the blue team on double golems. I don't know if they're going to go in on it or what, but we'll have to see. Anyway, back to the people. We've got heavenTime playing Zac as the blue team's jungler, and then CN Best Man playing Jayce top as the top lane for the blue team. Lots of red pings here. I'm not sure why exactly. I wonder if they're going to wait around here. Oh no, they're going to go over here and... nice shot. Alright, so doing that probably told the Zac that he did get counter juggled, but you never know. And even if so, Lee Sin is now going for a quick gank on Diana, and he actually landed his Q there, made her flash out, which is great news for them. Down bot, both lanes are now here, and Lee Sin is immediately rushing up to his own red, does not want that to get counter jungled, and Zac is actually on his way up. He is going to get picked up by this ward that just got placed by Talon though, so it's not going to be very effective jungle invade if he does decide to go in. Indeed he is. So Lee Sin is going to see that, and we might actually see first blood off of this. We'll have to see. Zac is circling his way in. He has no idea that Lee Sin is waiting here in this bush, so he's going to go ahead and go in on the red buff. And Lee Sin's just going to kind of wait here. He did go ahead and ping, so Talon is coming up. Oh no, he missed his Q. But Talon's coming up. I have a feeling... Does he have jump? He does not have jump. So he is definitely stuck a little bit there. He tried to flash, but ended up missing it. The Q from Lee Sin got missed as well, but it did actually get used to get him in front of Zac there. The Zac passive did pop, and Rengar was actually able to take him down. Somehow Jayce was already punted back. Or just never showed up. No, he had to go back. He has experience. What exactly happened there, I wonder? Alright. So there he is. He is doing... Oh, wow. Rengar just chunked him there. Almost killed him, but apparently he didn't actually kill him. He just got really close. Oh. He did kill him, and I completely missed first blood. Well, at least I found it. Okay, so I was so busy worrying about these two that I didn't even notice that Rengar successfully took down the Jayce. But anyway, this is actually second blood here, whereas I thought it was first blood. So that's kind of a surprise to me. Sorry I missed that, but on the plus side, I did go back and find it. I do like how he was still able to use the Q there to get in range and smack Zac again. And yeah, Zac does, like I said, end up going down to the Rengar here. Very nice there. Got ready for that counter jungle. The Wildturtle didaliBop lane is kind of pushing up this lane here. The Malphite is not quite able to zone quite as well. I know Malphite has some really nasty harass. I've had to fight against him before. He's got really nasty harass, and that shield there is really annoying to get past. But Ezreal, on the other hand, is really low, so it looks like the blue team has wisely been going in mostly on Ezreal, which is really exactly what you want to do when you have somebody like Malphite down bot. However, Ezreal is now being very cautious and trying to make sure that they're not able to go in on him. So we'll have to see how that turns out. Looks like the Lee Sin is working his way over to the blue buff. He doesn't know that it's not taken, but he probably assumes that it is, even though, in fact, it is not taken. Oh, he's not even going to go for it yet. So he did get the 2 buff creatures there, the XP from 2 buffs. So I think that's why he decided not to even worry about the blue buff quite yet. The Q was dodged by Wildturtle. Very nice dodge there indeed. But down comes the Talon, and these guys are going to have to fall back. They did just get picked up by the ward, and unfortunately for the red team, Talon decided to kind of sit around in there, and that means he is indeed picked up by that ward. And they will not be extending far enough that he will be able to get them. They are just going to waste his time, though. Make it look like they're going to. Oh, in he comes finally. He did go ahead and jump in on the Lulu, but that gave Zac plenty of time to come in and get ready. Ezreal is now going in, tried to take down the Lulu. It didn't happen, but he had to flash away from Wildturtle. He almost died there for it, but did actually end up surviving. Now Lee Sin is coming back in, wanting to go in on that Wildturtle. Wildturtle actually ended up dying to Malphite, and now Zac is in a little bit of trouble here. He does have his jump. Oh, he's going to go in on the Talon. I think he's going to get him. He does end up getting him, but he is going to go down for that. So he did get Malphite another kill, and Dyrus is actually getting fed. Oh, man. Support Dyrus OP. Wow. So anyway, up mid, I mean, the Diana's actually pushing this to the tower and depriving that Talon of valuable XP. I think she's going to hit, yeah, she's definitely going to hit 6 before Talon. She is almost there as it is, whereas he is still 4 and only halfway to 5. So he's going to have to be very cautious right around the time that she hits 6, or she's probably going to take him out instantly. Much like Rengar did to the Jayce. Jayce didn't die again, did he? No. Okay. Good. I didn't want to miss it again. I don't know why I missed that first one. It just didn't even register for me. But that is 4 kills already for the red team and 1 kill only for the blue team. Who did that go to, by the way? I think it went to Wildturtle. The 1 kill went to Zac. That's right. It didn't go to Wildturtle. Wildturtle tried, but he did not end up getting it. But it is Wildturtle, and Wildturtle is really good at solo queue. He is amazing at solo queue. This is why he has so many alts and stuff in the challenger tier. He has a lot of people in there, and he routinely gets them back in there if they fall out, which they have done a couple times when he was on a tournament. So we'll have to see if he ends up coming back from that. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I don't know that he'll be able to carry it late game, but we'll have to see, you know? It'll be interesting to see. I know Rengar is really good at taking down AD carries really fast. So anyway, now that we have a little bit of a lull again, we can go ahead and take a look at the red team. We've got bobqinXD playing Lee Sin, who's actually invading that Zac, but it's a little too late for that. Zac? Oh, no, it's not too late. He was actually a little early, and he actually got that right on time. So not bad at all on the Lee Sin's part. The Talon is played by either Insoy or Insoy. I'm betting Insoy. It's really hard to tell sometimes with that, the league font. Doesn't always work. Ooh, Lee Sin is coming in for a gank. There are no wards to pick that up. So he did successfully come in here. He's going in, going to go ahead and kick the Wildturtle a little bit to slow him down with that red buff. Wildturtle jumped around, but the Q had actually landed on the Lee Sin. Ooh, Lee Sin actually almost died there. Now the Lulu's going to die, I think. Yeah, she does end up going down, and Ezreal got the kill there. The Talon is coming down for a gank on the Wildturtle, so if he can get in there at just the right time, he may end up being able to take it down. No, he did not. He was slightly too late and did not end up being able to do that. But Dyrus and the Ezreal are actually going to go ahead and go in on this tower, would be my guess. Rengar is coming in to go in on Diana. He did use his ulti to go in, and he is just taking her out. She had to flash out, and she is going to survive that, but just barely. Talon, in the meantime, actually used his ulti to come in, flash to, or jump to her, and he did take her out. So he actually walked right through the Zac in order to get to her and just tear her apart. Finish her off. That was not bad at all on his part. The Jayce looks like he might be wanting to come down, but the Lee Sin, Talon, and Rengar are all together. And now Lee Sin showed himself. Came in here just to go ahead and push this back so that Zac couldn't get any extra tower on the, or extra damage on the tower. Surprisingly, Dyrus and the Ezreal did not actually end up going in on that tower. They went ahead and went back, which I guess isn't that surprising for solo queue. Usually the tower shove is done in the... Oh my, is he going to go down? There is the passive from Zac. Very nice Q there from the Lee Sin. I'm not sure he'll be able to take this out, but he's definitely going to try it. He does have smite, so he was able to do it. Smiting that minion really solved that. But, as I was saying, sorry about that, the whole push the tower down as quickly as possible thing, that's done a lot in the tournaments, but you don't really see it quite as much in the solo queue games. And I'm not sure if it's just because it takes a lot more team coordination to not get pushed behind should they decide to lock the lane. I'm really not sure why, but for some reason it's just not seen as much in regular games. And down here, Wildturtle's putting a lot of stuff into Dyrus just to pop his shield, but not really all that great because the shield comes back after 10 seconds. Oh, after 10 seconds of not taking damage. Zac is coming in for another gank. Dyrus was able to scare them off. They know that these guys are here. Talon went ahead and jumped in on the Diana there. Lee Sin, Zac, and Lulu are all together now. The slow did successfully land on the Talon. Malphite and Ezreal are both here, going in, did quite a bit of damage to Wildturtle there. And this is possibly a nice little team fight. The Talon is running away. The Lee Sin did successfully go back there. And he is going to escape this with no problem. Zac is very sad because his minions, or his red buff is gone. He gets the little minions, and he is way behind because of this. The Lee Sin is actually 7, whereas he is only 5. And that is terrible news for him. By the way, Lee Sin eventually did end up getting that blue buff. I saw double buffs when he came down here to gank, so he actually did end up getting it. Now he's going on his own red after the red buff from the enemy team just wore off. And looks like this Ezreal is getting chunked down by Graves. Almost died there, popped the barrier to save himself. Had it not been for barrier, I'm pretty sure he would have died because of that ignite. But now Lulu and Graves are going off and doing quite a bit to Malphite, forcing him off the lane too. And I think they might be wanting to go ahead and go in on this tower. I heard a ding, but I guess it was just Ezreal, even though we already knew about him. No, they aren't going in on the tower. They're going to go ahead and head back as well. The Wildturtle... Oh, I'm going to arrange this. Sorry about that, guys. Kind of forgot about that. Wildturtle's at 84... Whoa. 84 CS versus 44. This is a huge difference this early in the game. That was very unexpected. You don't normally see that in a diamond level game. And obviously this is diamond level. I mean, Dyrus is Diamond 1. Wildturtle's Challenger. I mean, this is a very high level game. And to see 44 CS at 10 minutes in is completely insane. Alright. Carry on with this. There we go. Is that right? Nope. Nope. There. Okay. Jayce versus Rengar. Diana versus Talon. Oh, oh. They're going in. The little morph thing, critter morph, went in and did actually get the Ezreal. Looks like Wildturtle is going to go down for it. But Graves successfully killed the Ezreal, and Lee Sin killed the Graves. Lee Sin's trying to take down the the Lulu, but he doesn't end up getting it. He did put a thing there, and she actually tried to slow down the Talon because she figured he was there. And indeed he was there. She flashed out though, so she was able to escape. And now they're going to go ahead and go in on this tower. But they are going to lose their mid tower because of it, which is actually a whole lot harder to defend. I mean, a whole lot easier to defend, sorry. It's a whole lot easier to defend than the outer turrets. And it's a very terrible thing to lose your mid turret before they do. But down bottom, they're still just pushing. Graves is on his way back out, though. He did come back up, and he's getting ready. It looks like these guys are actually counter-jungling the Zac here because they know where he is. Oh, no, sorry, this is Zac. Duh. Okay, so no, Zac is giving the blue buff to Diana. That was kind of strange. A little mental brain fart there. Rengar's doing a bit to Jayce there. Jayce is far more scary now than he was before, a lot more tanky. And he was just able to shove that Rengar back so that the Rengar couldn't do a ton of damage to him. Lee Sin says hi, and completely misses Q. It happens. These guys, let's see, their tower did go out, so they are somewhat overextended here. And the Lulu is wisely going around and warding up because she does not want them to be able to go in on her. But she did place her ward here, which means it's not actually going to pick up anything from the river. But it does prevent any pinks placed anywhere around here from revealing it. I think the pink would actually have to be placed right around here thanks to this little outcrop of rock. So by doing this, she's not really giving much vision for bot lane, but she is making sure that they can't sneak a dragon, which is very important as well. They are actually just going to go ahead and roam as they have lost their tower, and there's really nothing to defend that down there. So Wildturtle came up here. He's going in. They actually ignited the Lee Sin, but he was able to get out of that, and now... thought for a second there he was going to stick around, but he did not. Lulu is also pushing. Malphite's coming up to assist, though. I'm not sure what exactly she was doing that far back. Oh, Rengar just killed Jayce as Zac was ganking. Alright, so there's that. Jayce decided to go in on him. He knew Zac was there, and Rengar knew he was there as well. There is the Rengar ulti going in on the Jayce, and Jayce just completely got demolished. And Rengar was able to survive with no problem. Zac tried to assist with his ulti, but it did not end up working. So down went the Jayce. Sorry, Jayce. These guys have successfully pushed that off, though, so it looks like Graves is going to head back down bottom. Lulu might also end up going down there. Diana's going to go ahead and counter jungle. And now we see the red team moving into position to possibly go in and get this dragon. Lee Sin planted his pink ward there, so that he can make sure that they wouldn't see him coming into their jungle. And these guys are now going in on the dragon. Are they? And maybe? No, he's just hanging around there. I don't know what he's doing. He's just going back and forth. So Lulu and Graves are just pushing down bottom. They know they're not actually going in on the dragon because they are picked up by the wards. And my guess is that the red team thinks that they're going to be able to bait the blue team by disappearing towards the dragon and then not actually going in on it. By waiting in this bush, they thought, hey, somebody's going to walk up here. But the blue team has this ward here, so that's not going to happen. They are able to counter jungle this red again, though, so that is yet another red that Zac is not going to get. Now he jumps in, and oh, it's gone. But if he comes over here, he's got to watch out because his jump will be on cooldown. Now Lee Sin goes in on the red buff, and now Zac is on his way over. Graves and Lulu both went back, so I have a feeling that this dragon is going to go to the red team. There's not much that Zac can do alone. He might try jumping in. Oh, the silence came from Talon and made it so he could not jump in. He did flash over that wall, though, and successfully used Smite on the dragon and stole it from them. There is his passive pop, but the rest of his team is here to back him up. And they're going in. There is the Wildturtle ulti. They're going in now. The Jayce took down the Lee Sin and the Ezreal. He's going to take down the Malphite as well, and Talon is going to escape this. Rengar came in, tearing up the Jayce. Jayce is going to go down to Rengar. Rengar's now trying to escape this, but he's got the entire blue team on his tail, and he tried to take down Wildturtle, but the Lulu ulti came in and saved Wildturtle. So that ended up being a dragon and 4 kills for 2 kills. So that was definitely not in the red team's favor. Even though at the beginning, it definitely looked like it was going to be, especially when that Talon successfully silenced that Zac. That was really impressive. I liked that. But the Zac was still able to go ahead and just flash over and use his smite immediately. And there is another tower, another tower for the blue team. So I think this actually puts the blue team in, yes, they are in the lead here. So they are now almost... they're a little over 1k ahead. Right at 1k right now. Nobody on their team is really farming. So they went from behind to being ahead now. And things are looking good for Wildturtle and not so good for Dyrus. Poor Dyrus. I know that they've had a really hard time, both Wildturtle and Dyrus, because of the last week, or for me, the last week of LCS. It was not a good week for them. I'm not going to give any specifics or anything. I know for you guys, it's going to be about 2 weeks ago, but even still, people tend to sometimes not like spoilers even that late. So I'll go ahead and refrain from doing any. There's a ping there from blue team pinging this top tower, but Rengar's on his way up, and he's going to make sure that they do not go in on this. But the blue team is converging. I don't think they see Lee Sin here, but somehow they know he's here. They're going to go in on him, maybe? Oh no, they are going in on these guys. And Zac came in, was able to go ahead and pounce on that Talon, and Talon died. And now Dyrus just died as well to Jayce. Lulu actually got the kill on Talon. And Lee Sin's actually just going to go ahead and steal that blue buff because why not, right? But in the meantime, Wildturtle's down here pushing bot lane. I think he's going to get this tower. And the rest of his team's going to go ahead and grab Ezreal and then probably go in on this tower as well as the minions are here to tank it. So they're going to grab this tower as well. Rengar is pushing top. So he's going to go ahead and grab this tower. They're going to trade 2 towers. Actually, did Rengar just get this? I think Rengar just got this as well. So it's going to be 2 for 2 on towers. But a lot of kills went to the blue team that did not get added to the red team. So there's yet more gold for the blue team. They are now approximately 2k gold ahead. And they're slowly widening their lead here. And it's really showing just how good they are at working together. The blue team seems to be able to just really come together when they need it. That gank there, they were just on point. And Wildturtle was able to push. He knew he wasn't needed at the gank. And they did really well. So down bottom, we've got Talon and Malphite actually walking off together. What is he building? He's mostly... Okay, so he's got the double gold for 10 items. And then he's got just tanky items, of course. He's got the Giant's Belt and the Chain Vest. So he's just trying to get tanky. Honestly, that's a really good idea because Wildturtle's fed and Jayce is... Actually, Jayce isn't fed. But Jayce does a lot of good damage late game. And it's a good thing to build armor versus him. So the red team has to be fairly cautious because they don't have any towers all the way back to here. They do have towers at top lane. And they don't really want to lose that. But honestly, by now, extending this far actually could result in a death from them because the blue team has so much area they can invade here. So it's going to be really hard for the red team to ward all the entrances to their jungle, and if you notice, they're really not even doing it. He's got a ward here, a ward there, and a ward there on Baron to make sure they don't steal it, but other than that, there's really not too much he could do without buying a lot of wards. I mean, he does have a lot of gold coming in because of these 2 items. Oh, sorry. That one. But it's not really going to be enough. He does have the Sunfire Cape now. So he's definitely building more tank than support, but honestly, as Malphite, that's probably a good idea. Looks like Rengar managed to push this all the way up to the tower, but Jayce came in, and Rengar was not able to do any damage whatsoever to the tower. Lee Sin's coming in. He is picked up by this ward. He's going to go ahead and go in on red buff now, but he was, like I said, picked up by the ward, and now they are all going in on him. He went ahead and warded here and jumped to it. Rengar came in and is going in on Zac. Zac went ahead and ultied, so Rengar's in trouble now, and Rengar did actually die. Lee Sin did not get the red buff from that. He is going to... Oh, is he going to survive? Zac is going in on him. There is the Q from Lee Sin to go in on Jayce and then jump to that ward to escape. So, I'm not sure who got the red buff. It looks like Zac went ahead and grabbed the red buff there, and they got a kill. But Wildturtle died. Where did Wildturtle die? Okay, so here's Wildturtle. I want to see how he died. Oh, because Rengar just came in and just destroyed him. I didn't even notice that he died in that. He just died so fast. Yes, the Rengar died, but he was able to take down Wildturtle beforehand, which I think gave him shutdown gold. So that is great for him. And they weren't able to take down Lee Sin even though they wanted. I really like that play. Q to you and ward boom. I'm out. Red team now seems to be targeting mid tower somewhat. But the blue team kind of suspects it, so they seem to be all converging, and I'm not sure what's going on here. Dyrus just seems to be warding up. Or he's going top to go farm. I don't know. But the red team, at least, they know that they've got plenty of space here. Well, I was going to say they've got plenty of space so that they don't have to worry about keeping them off of this tower too much. But unfortunately, they actually did get engaged on there, and now they're having to fall back quite quickly and a bit farther than they would really like. So, Diana's going in. Did not actually land the Q there on the Talon, so when she used her ulti, it did not end up getting the reset there. Rengar is now back, so the blue team is falling back because Rengar is actually quite fed, and he's very dangerous. Wildturtle is chasing Dyrus down. Dyrus says, I'm out. I'm going to go back. Oh no, he's going to wait here. The red team's actually converging here onto Wildturtle. Wildturtle saw it because of this ward though, so he is going to fall back, but Zac is actually here, and he's going to get caught by that. He does see that. The Rengar just went in and destroyed Wildturtle again. He really has it in for Wildturtle, but doing so did give time for Jayce to come in. Now Jayce is having to run away though, and it looks like Zac is actually going to die to this. Jayce tried his best to save him, but it didn't end up happening. So that was a 2 for 1. 2 for 1. There's an Ezreal ulti here. Not sure what it's going at. I guess it's Jayce, but it's not going to hit him. Got pretty close, though. Had it hit him, I'm not sure it would have taken him down, but it really definitely would have gotten him low. Diana seems to be going possibly in on Malphite here. Although he's really tanky, so I'm not sure that's the greatest answer. He doesn't really have much MR, so at the same time, it actually could be. She is indeed going in on him, and yeah, I think she actually may end up taking him down. He does go ahead and flash over the wall, but she flashed over to him as well. He doesn't have ulti, so he was not able to escape using that means, so all he had was that single flash, and he ended up going down to her. Mid lane, we've got just farming going on, and Jayce is now back in the field. Diana's pushing top, so it looks like she's going to go ahead and go in on this tower here. Nope, she's just going to push it up to the tower and let the minions do it. Lulu's being a jerk and counter warding. And there is the blue ping on Dragon. This actually is a really safe time for them to do so, as the red team is completely spread out and they won't be able to get here in time. So it looks like they're thinking about going in on it, but the fact that Talon was there actually scared them off. Even though he and Ezreal were really the only ones close. But Zac's going to go ahead and go in on it anyway. He jumped over the wall in case they had wards here. And he's now going in on it. I don't think the red team knows. So they're going to go ahead and grab this for free. They did indeed. And now they're going to get out of this with no problems whatsoever. Uh-oh, Ezreal. Oh, Graves says hi. And Zac went ahead and flashed over the wall. Used his ulti there. And the flash from Graves was enough to finish that Ezreal off. Rengar is pushing here again, and it looks like he wants to go ahead and do some damage to this tower. Rengar's really good about that. He does have a lot of damage, but Diana's now going in on him. Unfortunately for him, he was a little bit too far extended, and immediately he got attacked by the tower, and that was the perfect time for Diana to go in because she was able to pull him back onto the tower before he could successfully get out. So the tower continued going in on him, and that actually did a lot of his damage right there. Malphite's now trying to escape. I have a feeling he's going to die, but he does have his ulti, yeah? He does have his ulti, and he's probably going to use it to try to get out. Is he going to jump over this wall? No, he's just going to die. Not much he could do. He might have been able to jump over the wall, but I think they still could have caught him, and he figured that having that ult was better than not for the next fight. Talon just went in on her. Let's see, Diana, yes. Couldn't tell because of the gold. But he was not able to take her down because of that Zhonya's, but now in came the Lee Sin, successfully slowed her down, and Talon is going in on her. Oh, the Lulu ulti came in and saved her, but in went the Lee Sin again, successfully took her down. Jayce took down Talon, though, and now Lee Sin's trying to get out. He did jump to his ally, the Ezreal, there, so I have a feeling they're both going to get out. There comes the Q from Lee Sin, jumped to the Golem there, and almost went down to that Jayce Q action, but the Golem actually blocked it just right for him. Now Zac is going in, going to go ahead and go in on the Ezreal a little bit. Rengar is now going in on the Zac, and Rengar is just so nasty. Rengar is devastating the enemy team. Anyone he goes in on dies, but he's kind of a one-kill champ a lot of times. He can be more, but it's a lot harder for him to do so. He's more of an assassin, kind of like Kha'Zix is and what is always intended to be. Oh, Wildturtle's going in on the Dyrus. There is the shield from Dyrus, and it did allow Lee Sin just enough time to come in and clean up the Wildturtle. So this is actually neck and neck here. We've got 17 to 17 there, but the 5 towers versus 3 towers for the red team. So the blue team's ahead in towers, but the red team is actually doing quite well in fending this team off. There was a tower for a kill there, and that is better for the blue team in that they did get the gold, but at the same time, that was actually shut down gold on Jayce. So that's a lot of gold that just went to the blue team. No, to the red team from the blue team. Oof. Talon is now pushing. There's not really much he can safely push. He can't safely push to here. Rengar is about the only one who can because of his ulti there. He can stealth away and usually escape pretty well. So he's actually a pretty good one to split push. Talon, while Talon does have that split, the stealth there, honestly, it's really not as good as Rengar's in that. Well, it's actually not the stealth that's bad, but it's the fact that Talon is so very squishy. Rengar can survive for a lot more, but Talon really can't. Ooh, Rengar's now going in, possibly going to go in on this Graves. I don't think he knew, but he might have. Wildturtle says, I am not going in on that, and he knows Rengar can just chunk him down all the way. Jayce is here to go ahead and scout that bush. They now know that Rengar is gone, so Graves feels it safe to go ahead and go back to the farm. Lee Sin and Talon are converging over here. I'm not sure why they... Oh, that was a ping back from the blue team. Lee Sin landed a Q on the minion. I'm not sure if that's what he was intending or not. I think in this case it actually was, just so he could get there and get in the middle of them, just say, hi, I'm here. But... yeah, I think that's what he was trying to do, as opposed to trying to hit the enemy and go in on them. They really didn't have enough people to successfully go in on that. Ooh, Diana actually did quite a bit of damage to them, but she took a lot more damage than she did. There is the teleport from Malphite, and he was able to land the ulti on all of these guys. Now the red team is re-engaging here. The Zac is up front. He did successfully jump onto them. The Rengar went down to Diana, and that is terrible news for the red team. Lee Sin jumped over that wall successfully. He did actually just barely dodge that Q, but now the blue team is pushing up here. It looks like Wildturtle is going in, and I think they're going to go ahead and take down this tower. The jump there from Ezreal was not quite enough, as the Q from Jayce was able to come in and take him out. So now they're going in, going to go ahead and take down this inhibitor and probably back off immediately. Oh, that almost hit him, and had it hit him. Oh, the Q from Lee Sin does actually hit him. Now Lee Sin went in, but that was actually somewhat of a bait, and the rest of their team's there. Talon went in, successfully took down the Zac. Diana took down the Talon, and there is the Zhonya's from Diana saving her there, but Lee Sin is still around. Rengar's coming up soon, so they really need to take off, because they could probably get killed by Rengar. He could probably take at least 2 of them down, and possibly all of them, just because they are all so low, and he's Rengar. But they are going to get out of this successfully. They are running well before time that they really needed to worry about it. And now the red team is reconverging. They're coming back to life. And the blue team is actually just spreading out and farming. Alright. So there we go. The blue team is indeed going back. Going to go ahead and buy some more items. Ezreal's actually not going blue Ezreal. He does have the Sheen, but he does not have a... I can't even think of the name right now. The item that goes into Muramana, though. Tear of the Goddess. That's the one. Woo. Brain fart there. Yeah, he doesn't have a Tear of the Goddess, so he's not going to be able to go ahead and charge that up or anything. So he's definitely not going for blue Ezreal. He seems to be going with a more standard AD carry, although it's not completely standard because he does have that Sheen. But it is a really good item for him, and I have a feeling he's probably going in on the Frozen Gauntlet. There's a ping from the blue team on Baron here. They're going to go ahead and clear these wards out and possibly go in on it. Rengar and Ezreal are both going in on the dragon. They're going to go ahead and take that. And now the blue team... Actually, I think they thought that the red team was coming, so they came out to go ahead and go in on them. But the red team wasn't here, and that actually did give plenty of time for these guys to clean up the dragon and then head on over. Talon's going back, which is not the best of ideas. Although if he can successfully manage it before they go in on... Okay, so he is going to not go back now. He's going to go ahead and farm this up. The blue team knows he's around. They know that the entire enemy team is around, so they know that going in on Baron is not the best idea at the moment. They're clearing out these wards, though, and making it so that the red team's kind of afraid of being around here. The Malphite came over and did ward the Baron pit again, so that he knows that they aren't going to be doing Baron until they know it. So... there is the ulti there from Malphite, and that got Rengar to come in, but unfortunately Rengar just got hit by that whimsy from Lulu, so he ended up dying. Now the Ezreal and the Malphite are in a world of trouble. Ezreal, I think, is going to escape. Malphite did not, and no, actually. Ezreal ends up going down to the Graves. Now we've got the Lee Sin and the Talon being the only ones up, and the enemy team is actually pretty close to full health. So Lee Sin's coming out here. I'm not sure exactly what he's doing. I don't know if he's going to proxy or what, but the blue team is headed up here to top to go ahead and take down this tower because they've got a huge minion wave, and Lee Sin's going to sit in this bush. Okay, you go sit in that bush. Lulu just took down Talon? Where was Talon? Alright, so there's that action. Let's see, I need to speed it up a little bit more. Okay, so right around here is where he died because I was distracted by the Lee Sin going off and standing in the middle of nowhere in Tri-Bush. I guess he is preparing for them to come and get Baron, but he knows they're not because he's here. So Talon is here. Oh, and he went in on the Jayce there, and the Lulu actually used her AoE ability there to go ahead and finish him off. He thought he was going to be able to just one-shot the Jayce, and he got really close. Had his ultimate ended up landing, he actually would have ended up taking him down, but he didn't. And now Lee Sin's going back, now that it's way too late, and the blue team is going to end this right here. Down goes the inhibitor. Very nice. Boom. Okay, let's go ahead and take a quick look at the items, or not so quick look at the items. We've got Rengar with 221 CS versus Jayce with 240. He is 762 versus 7412. They're actually not too far different that wise, but the assist there is pretty big. Rengar has Black Cleaver, Last Whisper, Bilgewater Cutlass, Berserker's Grease, the Home Guard Enchant, Brutalizer, and a Bone Tooth Necklace, whereas Jayce has Randuin's Omen, Last Whisper, Muramana, of course, Spirit of the Elder Lizard, and Ionian Boots of Lucidity. He's actually kind of going a blue build himself. Interesting. Although it's a different blue build from what Ezreal goes. Randuin's Omen is still technically blue. Alright, Talon has Black Cleaver, Last Whisper, Tiamat, Brutalizer, and Boots of Mobility. Looks like he's going for the Hurricane, Runaan's Hurricane. The Diana has Rabadon's Deathcap, Zhonya's Hourglass, which we saw save her life multiple times, Lichbane, Sorcerer's Shoes, and Double Dorans. Ezreal has 153 CS versus 287 for Graves. Graves really shut down Ezreal. Ezreal has Bloodthirster, Berserker's Grease, the Home Guard Enchant, Sheen, Pickaxe, Double Dorans versus Infinity Edge, Blade of the Rune King, Last Whisper, Zeal, Berserker's Grease, and a Doran's Blade. Malphite with 116 CS, which is actually pretty high for support. By pretty high, I mean very high. Versus 20 for Lulu. So that's, I think, might be where some of his CS went. But I don't think Malphite was getting the CS when Ezreal was around. Anyway, Malphite is 256 versus 2213. He's got Frozen Heart, Sunfire Cape, Ruby Sightstone, Cage's Lucky Pick, Philosopher's Stone, and just Boots of Speed. He's got regular boots. The Lulu has Ruby Sightstone, Boots of Mobility, Kindle Gem, Cage's Lucky Pick, and a Philosopher's Stone. The Lee Sin has 130 CS versus 100 for Zac. He is 526 versus 1616. A lot of assists there for Zac. Very nice. Aegis of the Legion, Lock of the Iron Solari, Ruby Sightstone, Boots of Mobility with the Home Guard Enchant, and Madred's Razors versus Runic Bulwark, a little bit further along there, Spirit of the Ancient Golem, Ninja Tab with the Home Guard Enchant, and Giant's Belt. So that's the end of this game. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I shall see you guys next time. Have a good night. Bye.